Welcome to the August edition of In the Clear, brought to you by the American Home Satellite Association. I'm Candace Kovner, and with me tonight is Larry Helland, a familiar face to you In the Clear fans. Larry is the legal counsel to AHSA. Hans is off on a well-deserved vacation, and Larry agreed to fill in during his absence. Welcome to In the Clear, Larry.
Thank you, Candace. Looks like we have a good show put together for tonight, so why don't we get started?
Okay, well, first I want to remind our viewers that we are broadcasting live tonight, July 26th, and you'll have the opportunity to call in with your questions later on in the show. And in addition, this show will be rerun on August 2nd, 9th, and 16th at 9 o'clock Eastern Time right here on Westar 4, Channel 11. Tonight in the news, legislation introduced which could delay Syndex. RFD TV comes back. More signal theft arrests and the St. Louis Trade Show. FBI agents in Florida have shut down a multi-state pirate operation. The target of the June 15th crackdown was Sun Satellite, a satellite TV distributor business located in Tallahassee. Agents seized a large quantity of modified chips and other TVRO system components, numerous computers, and business and customer records. Federal agents also raided VC Tech in Omaha, Nebraska the same day, where they seized hundreds of modified chips and computer disks, modified modules, a computer system, and a large quantity of hardware. If convicted, the pirates face up to 5 years in prison and/or a $500,000 fine for each modification. Penalties for knowingly purchasing illegal descramblers are up to 6 months in prison and a $2,000 fine. Well, if Senator Albert Gore, together with Congressman Rick Boucher, have their way, there will soon be telco entry into the cable TV business and expanded cable and fiber optics in rural areas. Gore and Boucher have introduced a bill calling for these moves, a bill that would also put rate regulation back into the hands of local franchise authorities. Also from Washington, D.C., the Viewer Non-Disruption Act of 1989 was recently introduced in the House of Representatives by New Mexico Congressman Bill Richardson. The bill grants the cable industry a 1-year delay in implementing blackout requirements should syndicative exclusivity survive the current court battle. The bill, according to Richardson, is designed to ease the burden of transition should the rule be upheld. Richardson says syndicated exclusivity will be the most sweeping change in the history of cable television programming. But because of court challenges, its outcome will not be decided until the end of this year. The FCC is requiring cable system blackout compliance by the end of the year. Most of the industry's major programmers didn't set up their booths in St. Louis this year, but the trade show appears to have been a success nonetheless. Our own Katie Haas spoke with the show organizer Stu Shankman in June.
We're here with Stu Shankman from Morningstar Productions. He's the person who's been in charge of putting everything together for this show in St. Louis. Thanks for being here on In the Clear today, Stu.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I think that people are interested in finding out a little bit about you and what you've done in the industry. You've been in the industry for quite some time.
Yeah, I got in this industry in 1978, 11 years ago, as a dealer, satellite retailer. I was in commercial audio for about 5 or 6 years. Prior to that, got tired of wiring speakers and heard that there were some satellites and wanted to figure out how I could see a picture. And started by building my own dish. Finally saw a picture one night. It's, you know, it'd be terrible compared to what we see today. But got excited about it and went into business. My first showroom was in a bank.
Really?
I worked out a mutual deal with a banker to bring people into his bank. Put a old ADM dish out on his parking lot, and people were kind of amazed to see these pictures. It kind of helped him bring people in the bank, and I didn't get any sales out of it. My first satellite system sold for $17,500 to a Cardinal pitcher named Steve Carlton.
Well, this year we have manufacturers downstairs, we have distributors, we have many people from the satellite press here. There are dealers going up and down the aisles. but there's only one programmer who's really visibly here.
Right.
Do you have any comment about that?
Personally, I'm confused as to why they wouldn't be here because of the business sense. I think it's very poor business sense to boycott your own dealers and be sending out dealer cards and saying, hey, you're my special dealer, you're this. Well, how can I be your dealer if you're not, and you're my supplier, if you're not willing to come to show what you've got to supply?
Well, Stu, all the people that I've talked with today had positive comments about this show and about what's going on and the business being done on the floor. Congratulations on all your hard work, and I want to thank you again for being with me today on In the Clear.
Well, I sure appreciate being with you.
Thanks.
Trade shows started out being a place to share ideas, knowledge, and make new business contacts. Well, it appears that the SDC has now returned to that format, and we'll have more interviews from the show in St. Louis later on in tonight's broadcast. And more news now from St. Louis. When students in the St. Louis area return to school this fall, many of them will find CNN in their classrooms as part of their curriculum. St. Louis is among the first cities in the U.S. to feature CNN Newsroom. That's a 15-minute program that schools can record and play back later. Each program will be accompanied by a classroom guide that's designed for middle and high school students. Well, a lot of high school students are fans of Isaac Asimov, world-famous science fiction writer and author of more than 400 books. Well, it seems that Asimov has announced plans to launch a sci-fi channel next year featuring science fiction, horror, and fantasy programming. Asimov explains that his sci-fi channel has reached an agreement with a major publishing firm to co-produce original programs. And we'll have more news right after this.
Grab a pencil, because you'll want to write down this number. Get the most of your satellite TV investment by becoming a member of the American Home Satellite Association. AHSA members enjoy great savings on all programming services, plus discounts on programming guides and other accessories. Through the members-only toll-free helpline, you get assistance in everything from locating satellite signals to finding a reputable dealer or service technician. We're also fighting for all dish owners' rights, from the halls of Congress down to your local zoning council. And 10 times a year, you stay informed through our official newsletter, The Sky Report. All this for the low membership dues of just $36 per year. Call 1-800-321-AHSA to get the savings, resources, and a voice to speak on your behalf. To become a member of the American Home Satellite Association, call 1-800-321-AHSA. That's 1-800-321-2472. Call now.
Rumors continue to circulate about the possible sale of General Instrument Corporation. Earlier this spring, it was reported that Matsushita was a potential buyer. It's estimated that GI's breakup value is approximately $2 billion. Well, sources now say that Roy Disney and Disney Corporation may also be interested in buying GI. Disney has aggressively pursued acquisitions and joint ventures for the last several years. And still on the subject of GI has recently announced a joint venture with C-Ito and Century Research Center to market an enhanced version of the VideoCypher commercial and consumer descrambling system. The joint venture will be called Japan VideoCypher Corp. And will be responsible for the marketing and distribution of VideoCypher equipment in Japan. And in an update now on a story that we reported to you last month, if you've been looking for RFD TV on SpaceNet 1, Channel 23, well, stop looking. While the rural-oriented programmer had been experiencing some difficulties, it seems that they've solved them now and they have reappeared. You will find them now on Westar 5, Channel 17. And if you live in a rural area, the National Rural Telecommunications Cooperative, that's NRTC, is now offering Rural TV, which is affordable programming available through the local consumer-owned electric and telephone systems. Simply call 1-800-833-9711 and give the operator your zip code and telephone number. If you live in an area where the utility offers rural TV, the operator will give you the telephone number and location of your local outlet. CSAT Broadcasting is a satellite information and action channel located on SpaceNet 3 Channel 9, 6.8 wideband audio. CSAT began operating on May 6th as a replacement for KSAT Broadcasting. Well, CSAT broadcasts informational programming 6 hours a day. The remaining hours will be sold to radio stations with a news talk or call-in format. In addition, as more programming is made available on CSAT, radio stations will be given the chance to rebroadcast CSAT programming locally. And on another front, First Choice, Eastern Canada's English language pay TV network, and Turner Entertainment Company have signed a 5-year agreement that will allow First Choice to air classic movies selected from Turner's library of more than 3,000 feature films. And if you could use a helping hand with your home satellite system, well, here's some good news for you. Videotech is a new satellite audio talk program that helps dish owners better understand how and why their satellite system works. It airs every Tuesday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Time on SpaceNet 3, Channel 9, 6.8 audio. The program deals with the latest products to hit the video marketplace. For more information, you can contact Videotech, P.O. Box 2376, Middletown, Connecticut, 06457. And we'll be right back after this.
Satellite dish owners across North America want one thing: more. And that's why OnSat gives you more. More channels, more movies, more programs, and more sports listings than other weekly guides. Plus, OnSat gives you nightly primetime program grids, complete C and KU band channel charts, satellite business news, Dr. Dish, movies, specials, and sports listings, audio subcarriers, special interest programming, special feeds, and the exclusive Hidden Sports on Satellite. Call 1-800-234-0021 for a free complimentary copy of OnSat. And now, OnSat is available in 4 editions, one for each time zone. Order now and take advantage of the Price Busters special. Get 1 year of OnSat for 4 monthly payments of only $12 each, a savings of $43 off the cover price. That's 1-800-234-0021. Get more from your satellite system with OnSat.
My name is Larry Helland, and I'm the General Counsel of the American Home Satellite Association. Tonight I have a very important message. This isn't the first time you've seen or heard someone asking you to send money to support the cause, but it may be one of the most important times. The cable industry is well organized and well armed, and each year it sends representatives to Washington to tell Congress that the marketplace is working just fine. Well, you know how the marketplace is really working, and you need someone in Washington to let Congress know how you feel. The AHSA Legal Fund is the only organization with a permanent office in Washington, D.C., and a permanent mission to carry your views to the politicians and bureaucrats who can really make a change. Satellite consumers need organized and effective representation. We need your support. Send your contribution today to the AHSA Legal Fund, 1000 Connecticut Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20036.
And welcome back. Now, as you saw in the news, Katie Haas had the opportunity to attend the Satellite Dealer Coalition trade show in St. Louis. The first person she ran into there was the only programmer exhibiting at the show. Let's see what Jack Riley from the Superstar Connection had to say.
We're here at the SDC show in St. Louis with Jack Riley from the Superstar Connection. Thanks for being with us today, Jack.
Thank you, Katie. It's nice to be on camera with In the Clear.
You have the distinction of being virtually the only programmer with any presence here at this show in St. Louis. To what do you attribute that?
I attribute our presence at the show to the fact that dealers are here, and dealers are an important part of our business, and we want to talk to them and we want to listen to them.
I understand that there has been some pressure from within the industry for you not to appear at this show. Is that true?
There's been a certain amount of controversy about my attending and exhibiting here, of course. However, the complaints have been primarily from those who don't know what happens at the SDC show. They weren't here last year, nor are they taking the time to find out who is here this year.
To what do you attribute their concerns?
Well, last year this particular event was hyped as a hacker fest, and I personally didn't exhibit last year, but I did come up and walked around, and I saw that it was a class show. It was well represented with dealers, and once again, dealers are an important part of our business, so I decided to come back this year in full force, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, good. How does this show compare to the one last year?
This show is not any more upbeat, but it does appear to be better attended, and more exhibits, and certainly more dishes plugged in the ground out there. It looks like a success story in year 2.
And here you're running some classes. There's one going on behind us. Tell me a little bit about those classes.
Well, our dealers don't have to graduate from college, but they do attend seminars conducted by none other than Bob Heil from Marissa, Illinois, a dealer himself who is enthusiastic and articulate in how to sell satellite systems. So we're trying to share some of his insight and help dealers move this business forward.
Well, that sounds good. So that you've got Bob Heil here, and there's another speaker as well. Is that right?
Yes, we have my Director of Sales, Jerry Parker, who also conducts seminars about the Superstar package. And I think it's very important that he speak also, because we have consummated an arrangement with the SDC, and they will be selling the entire Superstar Connection package of services to the home satellite dish market.
And for those people who aren't aware of what's included in the Superstar Connection package, why don't you let us know what that is?
I'd love to. Starion Premier Cinema, one of the finest premium movie services on satellite, designed for the home satellite dish market, followed by our 6 superstations, WGN Chicago, WPIX New York, KTVT out of Dallas, and KTLA out of LA. Those belong to Superstar, and we also have WWOR and WSBK from Eastern Microwave. We have 4 basic cable networks, the USA Network, CBN Family Channel, Lifetime, and the Weather Channel. And of course we have the Superstar Guide that is up in the clear on Satcom 4 Transponder 8, and that's an up-to-the-minute program service. And the most recent addition to the package are the 3 fine networks delivered by Primetime 24 out of New York.
Well, that sounds like a pretty complete package.
It's getting bigger and better, and with the support of the dealers and consumers across America, it's going to continue to grow.
So do you think that it's been worthwhile for the Superstar Connection to be here at this show in St. Louis?
Adamantly, enthusiastically, yes.
Well, great. Thanks a lot again, Jack. And we'll see you in Nashville?
See me in Nashville, because I'm also a proud member of the SBCA, and I'm going to be at the SBCA STTI show, and I want all the dealers to come there and enjoy the Superstar Connection seminars that we'll be conducting also.
Great. Thanks a lot, Jack.
Thank you, Katie.
Gee, with that endorsement, it makes you wonder if there'll be more programmers at the show next year.
I don't know. But you know, Candace, there were several awards given at the show, and Jack Riley won the Programmers Award, and Toshiba received the Manufacturers Award. Katie spoke with Chris Walczak, National Sales Manager for Toshiba Satellite Products.
We're here with Chris Walczak, National Sales Manager for Toshiba Satellite Products. Welcome to In the Clear, Chris.
Oh, it's nice to see you again, Katie.
First, I'd like to congratulate you on winning the SDC 1989 Industry Award for Manufacturers.
Oh, thank you very much.
I also understand that you've won a couple of awards from Satellite Retailer magazine. Can you tell me a little bit about those?
Yes, every year Satellite Retailer sponsors a Dealer's Choice Award, and they're voted on by dealers who submit a questionnaire back to Satellite Retailer. And this year, our TRX 100 receiver was voted #1 receiver of the year by those dealers, and we were also voted manufacturer of the year by those dealers. So I'd like to thank those people who took the time to vote for our product, and they voted for the right product.
Well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Now, Toshiba has gained quite a bit in market share over the last year or so. To what do you attribute that?
Well, we introduced our product under our own brand name in late 1987, and last year we spent a lot of time getting dealers to try our product and become more accustomed to its features and the quality of the product we were manufacturing. And I think it takes a little time for people to realize the quality and the features that we really are able to bring to the marketplace. And of course, we extended our warranty on our receivers in November of 1988, just last year. And what we did was we actually extended the warranties on all the existing units that were in the field, which no manufacturer had ever done before. And I can say today that every single Toshiba receiver that's been sold today is still covered under our manufacturer's warranty. So I think that the dealers realize that by extending a gesture like a 2-year warranty and covering all of the units that had already been installed in the field, we had great faith in the quality of our product, and I think that gained a lot of attention. And we see this year many, many dealers now trying our product and, of course, finding it very comfortable to use, and consumers enjoy it very much, and they continue to buy our product.
Well, the 2-year warranty certainly gives the consumer some confidence in the product, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're the only manufacturer at this point to offer a 2-year warranty on our product, and it does differentiate us from all the other competitors out there.
So here at the SDC show, how are things going for you at Toshiba?
Oh, this show is fantastic. The number of dealers here is very good, and we feel that this show is a high-caliber show, and it would stack up well against any of the other national shows that are held throughout the country. So we feel very comfortable being here, and we're looking forward to coming back next year.
So you will be here next year?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I think we'll take a larger space and be able to demonstrate some more of our other equipment, the home satellite theater concept that we've been developing, and be able to show that in a controlled environment, sound environment. So we're looking forward to that next year.
Any new products up and coming from Toshiba in the satellite industry?
We'll be introducing a new receiver, the TRX 120, which will come available in early September to consumers. And it's an enhancement on our present TRX 100, which most people are familiar with now, with the liquid crystal display. And there are some software enhancements in the unit, and of course it'll be covered by our 2-year warranty. And we're looking forward to that in the September time frame.
And will that be available for us to take a look at in Nashville in August?
We plan to introduce that product in Nashville, and all the press and dealers at that show will be able to see it for the first time in public, and we look forward to it introducing on time in late August, early September.
Okay, great. Well, I'll look forward to seeing you in Nashville.
I'll be looking forward to seeing the TRX 120 in Nashville.
You're going then, Larry, to the show?
Yes, I am.
In August?
Yes.
All right. Well, finally, Katie spoke with the winner of the TVRO Ambassador Award. That's George Bryant from Satellite TV Week.
We're here with George Bryant, Director of Public Relations for Satellite TV Week. Welcome to In the Clear.
Thank you.
Tell me, what is it that you do for Satellite TV Week?
Well, what I do for Satellite TV Week, I actually am doing as much as possible for the industry. I am running around all over the country, and have been for a couple of years, to try and get people interested in satellite television again. You know, all the bad press and the bad media that went out when scrambling first happened caused a big downturn in our business. Nothing changed really in our industry. It changed outside our industry, and it changed with the public's perceptions of what our industry was all about. What we're doing is going around to television stations and radio stations, newspapers, and trying to talk to people about the realities of satellite television, telling them that, yeah, there's some scrambled stuff, but it's all available. Trying to let them know there's a lot of free stuff still available, and trying to let them know that the price is just about right.
And when you go into these markets where people don't know a lot about satellite television, how do you find the reception?
Actually, the reception everywhere is good, and that's why we have a lot of problems with dealers who are telling us sales are always bad. If sales are always bad, that means they're not going after it, because out there we have found that the general public, even though their perception is that maybe having a satellite system may not be legal, or maybe there's a zoning problem in their area, everyone has a pent-up want and a need for satellite television. All it takes is a little convincing half the time. And we try to convince the dealers when we're on the road as well to get out there and do some of that convincing.
Well, you certainly have a lot of enthusiasm for this. How long have you been doing it?
I've been in the industry since 1984, and enthusiasm comes from having a love, and I do love this industry. There's no doubt about that.
Well, last night you were awarded the TVRO Ambassador Award by Morningstar Productions, who is doing this show along with the Satellite Dealer Coalition. Congratulations on that award.
Thank you. I was flabbergasted last night. I'm not used to getting up in front of 300 or 400 people. Actually, I'm used to getting up in front of 300 or 400 people, but not blubbering like a baby, and I did that last night.
With as long as you've been in this industry, you have a lot of history. Where do you see the industry going?
You know, I'm one of the few people, I think, that really believes in this industry and believes that it's going nowhere but up. We've seen a turnaround. You know, the last year has been tough. We've seen sales picking up in the last couple of months nationwide. There's some areas still down, some areas are way up. I really think, you know, they say by the end of the 1990s we could have 10 million systems installed. I don't have a problem with that number. I think that's going to be right about right.
And so by the year 2000, you see 10 million systems installed.
Yeah, I do. I'm not sure they're all going to be 10-foot antennas, but even if it's the smaller antennas with 20 channels on the system or whatever, 10 million antennas does not seem like a large number to me at all in that amount of time.
Well, it sounds like your enthusiasm is spreading toward the future as well. Thanks a lot for taking the time to talk with me today, George.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate it.
That is one enthusiastic man. Well, this is the time we want to tell you to please call us. We've got a phone number for you. It's 206-728-8227. Larry's going to be taking questions about zoning questions if you've got them. Our other guest tonight is our own Dr. Dish, Richard Maddox, and he'll be answering questions that are more technical in nature. So give us a call at 206-728-8227, and we'll be right back after this break.
Grab a pencil, because you'll want to write down this number. Get the most of your satellite TV investment by becoming a member of the American Home Satellite Association. AHSA members enjoy great savings on all programming services, plus discounts on programming guides and other accessories. Through the members-only toll-free helpline, you get assistance in everything from locating satellite signals to finding a reputable dealer or service technician. We're also fighting for all dish owners' rights, from the halls of Congress down to your local zoning council. And 10 times a year, you stay informed through our official newsletter, The Sky Report. All this for the low membership dues of just $36 per year. Call 1-800-321-AHSA to get the savings, resources, and a voice to speak on your behalf. To become a member of the American Home Satellite Association, call 1-800-321-AHSA. That's 1-800-321-2472. Call now.
Satellite dish owners across North America want one thing: more. And that's why OnSat gives you more. More channels, more movies, more programs, and more sports listings than other weekly guides. Plus, OnSat gives you nightly primetime program grids, complete C and KU band channel charts, satellite business news, Dr. Dish, movies, specials, and sports listings, audio subcarriers, special interest programming, special feeds, and the exclusive Hidden Sports on Satellite. Call 1-800-234-0021 for a free complimentary copy of OnSat. And now, OnSat is available in 4 editions, one for each time zone. Order now and take advantage of the Price Busters special. Get 1 year of OnSat for 4 monthly payments of only $12 each, a savings of $43 off the cover price. That's 1-800-234-0021. Get more from your satellite system with OnSat.
When you think camping, you usually think of nature, simplicity, leaving the hustle and bustle behind. When you think high technology, you think of complex, sophisticated machines and electronics. Camping and high tech, they don't really go together, or do they? Some folks in Woodinville, Washington think so. It's Friday afternoon, the start of the weekend, and that means Ed and Mary Lou Kilwine are loading up their RV to go camping. This is how they've spent most summer weekends of their 34 years together, heading for the wilderness, leaving civilization behind.
You still got our rain jackets in here, so we don't have to go back in and get those, haven't you?
Right. This weekend, Ed and Mary Lou are on their way to a campground in Woodinville, Washington.
You got your seatbelt on?
Yep. Although they own a top-of-the-line RV today, they started out much more simply. Tents, campers, smaller RVs, before buying this Rockwood 3 years ago.
This thing's so easy to drive that you can just sit back and float. It seems like it's big, but it's still nice to drive.
Hi, welcome to Norm's. Can I help you?
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Kilwine, we have reservations tonight.
And how many nights do you want to stay?
Probably 2 or maybe 3.
Oh, okay.
Probably leave Monday.
Ed and Mary Lou are a team, working together at Ed's insulation company during the week, enjoying the outdoors on the weekend. And everywhere they go, they bring along the comforts of home.
We have a really nice kitchen. We have a convection microwave oven. We have a blender that's built in, and you can also get a food processor to go with it.
That's a good idea.
It certainly is. And a nice eating area, which also makes into a bed. And this is our nice refrigerator. The freezer is very spacious, and we can store a lot of stuff for long hauls. This is the refrigerator area. It's almost as big as the one we have at home. Then we have an ice maker here, which really comes in handy in hot weather. Just keeps making ice cubes, and it makes them real fast.
We need that in the summer.
Right. And over here we have our hidden pantry that just pulls out. It provides us with a lot of storage space for canned goods and things like that.
So everything's neatly tucked away.
Oh, it really is. You have to do that to keep everything from rattling when you're going down the road.
Right.
The sink is separate from the bathroom area, so Edward can shave and I can be in the shower or whatever.
That's convenient.
Oh, it is. I just love it. We have a very nice bathroom. It has a lot of storage, has a skylight over the bathtub, and we also have a dirty clothes hamper, which is really nice.
And I noticed there is a television set here.
Oh, of course. It doesn't go without that. We also have a VCR hooked onto this. It's a combination, so we can rent movies if we have to.
Rent movies while you're out in the campground.
Right. We're really roughing it.
But if you think renting movies is easy living, well, it gets even better. Yes, seeing is believing. Perched on top of Ed and Mary Lou's RV, a satellite dish.
We enjoy TV. We get more programs with a satellite. It's just more fun.
And Ed says the dish at $1,800 hasn't given them any trouble at all, except for that one time they almost had an accident.
We had one. Yeah, we had one over in eastern Washington. It was at a campground over there, but it really wasn't an accident. The guy watched us pull out, and he was sitting in the off, and he came out and screamed and hollered. We'd forgot to put it down. But we have our checkoff list like a pilot has, I guess. So you get this done, or you do this. Did you put the TV down? Did you bring the step up? Did you unhook this? And it's included then, so in our checkoff list. So.
Make sure you put it down.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we thought Ed and Mary Lou were unique in having a satellite dish on top of their RV, but it turns out right here in this very campground, they've got company. Yes, that's another RV with a dish, just a few yards behind Ed and Mary Lou. RV and satellite dish. That's an oxymoron, isn't it? Say them together in the same breath and it just doesn't sound right. After all, don't you go camping to enjoy nature, to get away from it all? What do the neighbors think?
They really look as we go by. They just really, well, they look at our whole motorhome because it's so long, but then they see the dish and they think, you can just see them shaking their heads, you know. It gets a little embarrassing sometimes.
Yeah. Here we're supposed to be camping and we got a dish like this, but...
But the neighbors, as it happens, think an RV and a satellite dish go together just fine.
Well, I think it's great.
It doesn't bother me, and I don't care whether they have it or not. It's not ugly, and if that's what they want to do, that's all right.
I think they're terrific. Well, I think they're very great. They're convenient. You can pull in a lot of stations you can't normally get. I think they're okay.
I think a satellite dish is great because these tin boxes, you don't get a very good reception with an antenna.
I think it's very nice. Very nice.
So, with their microwave oven, automatic ice maker, food processor, bathroom skylight, VCR, and satellite TV, Ed and Mary Lou are the first to admit they have arrived. This is state-of-the-art camping. You have come a long way from simply camping out with a tent to what you have today. What's next?
As far as high tech, I can't imagine what else we could put in there that would do us any more good. Then we'd forget that deck of cards altogether. And we don't want to do that.
Let the others have their picnics, their leisurely strolls, their volleyball games. Plenty of time for that later. For now, Ed and Mary Lou are content to curl up with each other and with their satellite TV. Home sweet home, in their home away from home. That was Batman on television, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
What do you think?
Boy, do they sit around and roast marshmallows in their microwave oven at night?
I don't know, I didn't ask. I like the skylight over the bathtub myself.
I remember sleeping bags.
Yeah. Whatever happened to sleeping bags? Okay, we want to give you the phone number one more time because we're ready to take calls. 206-728-8227. You can ask questions of Dr. Dish and of Larry. So give us a call and we'll be right back.
My name is Larry Helland, and I'm the General Counsel of the American Home Satellite Association. Tonight I have a very important message. This isn't the first time you've seen or heard someone asking you to send money to support the cause, but it may be one of the most important times. The cable industry is well organized and well armed, and each year it sends representatives to Washington to tell Congress that the marketplace is working just fine. Well, you know how the marketplace is really working, and you need someone in Washington to let Congress know how you feel. The AHSA Legal Fund is the only organization with a permanent office in Washington, D.C., and a permanent mission to carry your views to the politicians and bureaucrats who can really make a change. Satellite consumers need organized and effective representation. We need your support. Send your contribution today to the AHSA Legal Fund, 1000 Connecticut Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20036.
Grab a pencil, because you'll want to write down this number. Get the most of your satellite TV investment by becoming a member of the American Home Satellite Association. AHSA members enjoy great savings on all programming services, plus discounts on programming guides and other accessories. Through the members-only toll-free helpline, you get assistance in everything from locating satellite signals to finding a reputable dealer or service technician. We're also fighting for all dish owners' rights, from the halls of Congress down to your local zoning council. And 10 times a year, you stay informed through our official newsletter, The Sky Report. All this for the low membership dues of just $36 per year. Call 1-800-321-AHSA to get the savings, resources, and a voice to speak on your behalf. To become a member of the American Home Satellite Association, call 1-800-321-AHSA. That's 1-800-321-2472. Call now.
And welcome back. We've been joined by Katie Haas, who, among other things, is the membership director of AHSA. Welcome to the show, Katie.
Thanks. It's nice to be here tonight.
And we've also been joined by Richard Maddox, perhaps better known as Dr. Dish. I'd like to welcome you to the show as well.
Thank you, Candace.
And guess what? We've got calls waiting, so we're going to go straight to them. Okay, let's go to line one. We've got Robert from Alabama.
Okay. I think one of the things that illustrates how great satellite TV is I was looking at PBS and happened to come down 2 slots and find you on the air, and that's one of the things I like best about my system. My question is, the advent of the new VC2, whatever its incarnation will be, it's my opinion, with the fact that the media industry is being so concentrated in 1 or 2 companies, that this is going to be another punch in the nose to the satellite industry when this new D-Scrambler comes out and is going to throw everything into a cocked hat. I would like somebody's opinion on that.
Who wants to take that one?
Well, Larry, you want to tackle the legal?
Well, we still don't know when the VC2 Plus is going to actually hit the marketplace. General Instruments is still telling us a big song and dance that the VC2 Plus is not going to require VC2 owners to upgrade their system, but at the same time the VC2 Plus is going to knock out piracy. We're waiting to see how they're going to accomplish this feat, but for now I think we can take them at their word that if you have a VC2 unit, that's going to continue to be operable, at least for the present, and especially with all the heat from Congress and from the FCC focused on General Instrument right now. I doubt if your system will turn off in the immediate future.
And there's some good technical reasons why they want to go with the VC2 Plus, but obviously GI is having second thoughts about this whole thing, and that's why they're up for sale. So we have to really play it by ear when you talk about a company up for sale at introducing a brand new product that's completely radically different. It's up in the air.
Okay, does that answer your question for you?
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for calling. Let's go to line 4. Chuck, you're on the phone from Florida.
Yes, I have a question for Richard. I read an article in Satellite Retailer about the counting on the arms and the different abilities of different receivers to accept a count. I have a DX800, and I have a Hero 13-foot dish with a horizon to horizon. I have had the wheel in there upgraded twice wants to have 2 magnets put on it, wants to have 4 magnets put on it from Hero. I'm still not able to get the thing to count accurately and to move accurately enough for KU. I looked at that gear and I noticed that all the magnets were installed with like the north towards the reed switch. If you put in more than, you start putting in more magnets, are they supposed to alternate and be like north-south, or are they all supposed to be north-north-north, or and how many magnets could I put in there for a DX800, or do you know?
I'm not sure about how many magnets you could put in there total. What you got to watch out for is if all the magnets are in one orientation, then that can magnetize the reed switch, which can cause you count errors. The other thing you have to look at is if you get too many magnets, then your pulse width is going to be too narrow for the DX800 to actually count properly, so you could end up hurting yourself in the long run. I think probably what you're experiencing is not so much count problems as mechanical stability problems. A 13-foot dish is a very, very tight beam width pattern when you're looking at K-band. So subsequently, what ends up happening is that the dish is just physically not going to go back to the same exact point. It's going to be close, but you'll still have to fine-tune it. And the fact is a 13-foot dish. If you had a 6-foot dish with the same exact mount, I think you wouldn't have any problem.
Okay, Richard, thank you. We're ready to go to a break right now. For those of you who are phoning in, hold on. We'll be right back and take your questions.
Satellite dish owners across North America want one thing: more.